Hello everybody, welcome back to Collector Stream YouTube channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. As you can see from the thumbnail from this title, the Gogh Pikachu is officially, well not officially, but then it's clearing the $700 eBay sold price pretty consistently now. So I think that thumbnail is appropriate. This is most, you can probably rename this as the Gogh Pikachu now. The amount of increase this card have seen over the past year has just been incredible. I remember picking one up back in October in a card show, and at that time I was paying $300 US for a copy of this card, and then in a short 3 months, now this card has already doubled, which is are we currently in a bubble? I don't know, it's hard to say. I think everything is being pushed up by the hype generated by the Prismatic Evolutions release right now. And also in this video, I'll be discussing a little bit about this card, how it came to be, and then how does it compare to the Munch Set that was released in back in 2018. Back then when this card launched, I got so excited because I saw all the postcard, which included the Smeargle, Corviknight, Sunflora, and Snorlax. And then those cards were so cute. I thought all of them would be put into, would be printed into Pokemon cards. But then the Pokemon company decided, nope, this is all you're getting. And then, boy, did we get a lot of this. Because right now, the PSA 10 population for this card is sitting at around 3,000 pop right now in PSA 10, and this is by far one of the most insane population card, one of the most graded cards out there in terms of a modern chase card that people want. So this card, I mean, I was attending a car show, and I was actually vending in Hong Kong during the last year, and one of the most asked about card at the show when I had the entire cabinet on display was the Gogh Pikachu that was on sale. So you have, people coming in there, and they're always, their eyeballs are always drawn to this artwork, and it is a very, very attractive card. I mean, it is Pikachu wearing a hat with the style of Van Gogh, so I mean, like, can't really go wrong. But what can go wrong is perhaps the entry price that you decide to buy this card. So right now, if you ask me, I do see appreciating potential for this card because this is, like, it's just on a crazy upward trajectory right now. Can we see a $1,000 Gogh Pikachu? My prediction is yes, we will. But how long it will take to get there? Perhaps, we might see it this year if the momentum remains. But within a conservative estimate for me is within 2 to 3 years, this card is easily going to be a $1,000 card in somebody's collection. This card also is notoriously counterfeited in the market, in the hobby, so you gotta be very, very careful when you buy it. So that's why a lot of people, they gravitate towards PSA because even though the slabs can be fake and the card can be fake, yes, but to a trained eye, you have much more assurance when you buy from a reputable seller and on eBay or in your local market. And if you can identify some of the common indications where that is a fake, or on the card itself or on the slab, then you have a pretty safe shot at acquiring one yourself. This slab is a very good representation on what the collecting hobby has become in a short 12 months. When I look back at the beginning of Scarlet and Violet, it was sort of a slump. People were not interested in booster boxes. The first 4 sets, people were not buying them. Vendors and stores have pellets and stacks of booster boxes and it dipped below MSRP. That's the crazy thing. When I rejoined the hobby in Sword and Shield, I have never ever seen booster boxes go below MSRP. And at the beginning of Scarlet and Violet, a lot of long-term collectors that I have spoken with, they were getting a bit worried about the outlook on the Pokemon hobby because the Japanese scene was very quiet. When I fly to Japan, the streets were nearly empty. And then the ground level shops are very, very quiet. I remember going up to the second level shops, there were literally nobody, just me walking into the shop. That was like a short, back then in, I would say, April and May of last year. That was when the Japanese scene was very, very quiet and almost dead. You know, didn't even see people playing the competitive card game at the tables, and the shop owners were pretty worried. You know, you have 3 staff there greeting myself just walking in, and then I'll have a quick look. There's not much going on, and then I'll just go to the next store and check out the next store. And I wasn't really in the mood to buy anything because nobody was, you know, and that is the human psychology. When the market is down, people do not want to spend money on slabs because they don't know how it will do in the future. But then when everybody is pouring money into the hobby, this becomes like a rocket. You know, this thing right now is on rocket fuel. And I mean, carrying this momentum, every product, whenever any product that have the Pokemon stamp on it right now seems like it will sell extremely, very, very well. So this card, I would say, for collectors that have it right now, or have multiple copies of this card, it might be unlike booster boxes, because booster boxes, they tend to have a bit of a more stable growth. But then, honestly speaking, I hold multiple Van Goghs, but then this kind of rise in the market, it's a bit scary, even for me. However, having said that, if you want to hold on to it in your collection, I mean, in the long run, you cannot go wrong with a Van Gogh Pikachu. So now, in the second part of the video, I just want to spill over to the Munch set because I wanted to have a look at how the Munch cards are doing. So for those who don't know, there are 5 Munch cards that were released back in 2018. 3 of them, the lower, less expensive cards, are the Rowlet, the Psyduck, and the Eevee. And then those 3 cards were available at Pokemon Centers. When you bought products, then they include it as a promo card. The other 2 were only given out at the Tokyo Metropolitan Museum, and during that period when the Edward Munch exhibit was available in Tokyo. So then those cards are much more exclusive. And back then, the collecting scene back in 2018 was completely different from what we have today now. You know, now you have people storming Costco and storming Walmart and just, you know, pulling the products even before release date. Look at Blooming Waters, right? So back then, it was much more tamed, and only the people who really know what's going on will fly over to Tokyo and pick up these cards. Yeah, so it's an entirely different beast and an entirely different ballgame back then. So yeah, I had a look today at some of the price. It was quite interesting. Because for the lowest, the most, I use cheap, the term cheap very loosely in this case. The cheapest Munch card right now is Rowlet, and then it's selling for about $330 right now, which is about a 10% increase compared to October, 3 months ago. The next card, the next expensive card is going to be the Eevee, and I really like the Eevee, this artwork. I personally don't have the Munch set right now. At this rate, who knows when I'll be able to complete a set. But anyways, yeah, the Eevee, they're all going up, and if you don't compare to the rate that Van Gogh Pikachu is going up, they're actually quite significant growth in 3 months. So Eevee has gone from $800 sold in about November to now we have $1,075 for the most recent transaction, which represent a 34% increase for the Eevee card. And the Rowlet is a 10% increase. For the Psyduck, similar growth. It went from 1,200 USD back in October to now we're seeing sales of $1,600, which is a 33% growth increase. Now moving on to the heavy hitters, the Pikachu and the Mimikyu, and these have historically been very sought after and valuable cards. Their population is not too much. Well, nothing is compared to the Van Gogh Pikachu. But so then this Pikachu, the Munch Pikachu, was selling 3 months ago for $2,400, and then now it has cracked the $3,000 and is selling for $3,100, which would represent a 29 to 30% increase in a mere 3 months. Lastly, the Mimikyu has seen the most modest increase percentage-wise, but is still the most valuable card in this set. So back in October, it was transacting at $3,150, and then now it's approaching $4,000 now with a recent sale price of $3,950. So now that brings us to some people would call it Munch 2.0, but it's not really a true 2.0 because it doesn't have an entire set. It's just this standalone Pikachu. But One interesting thing is this card's market cap is, I'm pretty sure, will be more than those 5 cards combined easily, with a PSA 10 population of over 30k. So yeah, back in October, I went back to the time machine, and then in October this card was selling for $320, around there. $300 would get you 1, and then now for the price of 1 Van Gogh, $700, you can pretty much, back then you can buy 2, and then now you can only get 1 at $700. So that represents an increase of a whopping 220% in 3 months. So yeah, it boggles my mind. I don't know really what kind of investment or what kind of things you can buy, except for maybe going to the blackjack table and then putting it on, and then winning it, or putting it all on black on the roulette table. Then you'll get twice your money back almost instantly. But yeah, this growth is pretty crazy, and a lot of people are monitoring these slabs for sure on the daily. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today on this video, and hope you guys enjoyed a quick look back and the performance of the Munch set. If you guys would like to comment and see, comment on how you foresee this card will do in 2025, please leave it in the comments. If you like the content, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I will be making content all throughout 2025, and then I hope that you can join the community and just discuss Pokemon. If you leave comments, I will definitely read it and respond, and I really much appreciate your support. So I'll talk to you guys soon in the next one. Have a good day.